as president of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traore, said that if you want our uranium, you have to come and build industry here so that our young men and women can get knowledge. And it was something that I think we need to set in our laws. When these investors come, must provide knowledge to our young men and women, so when they leave, we remain with knowledge. Of course, they take everything. We see in some countries the pits, holes are remains, minerals have been already taken, but the people in that area have no knowledge about these resources, even Africans. That's why it is very easy for us to take our resources in raw form instead of in processed form or in goods. So those who are coming to invest in Africa must provide knowledge, must share knowledge how we can process these resources without relying on them. And of course, these are business. No one is ready to do that. So also, we who are educated, always I'm asking myself, what's wrong with us as Africans? 60 years, we don't have enough industries, and yet we have people who are educated. We want people who are educated to show their knowledge, to implement their knowledge here in the continent of Africa. And one day I said, these brain drain are there. If you are good in Africa, you can't stay here. Look, for instance, in football. People are creating a good environment so that if you are good, you cannot stay here in the continent of Africa. Even in terms of creativity, if you are good in creativity, you cannot stay here in the continent of Africa. They have already created environment where you can survive here in the continent. The people are destabilizing Africans so that the people can be easy to move out. Those who have knowledge can be taken and do for others. Because the environment that have been created here in the continent of Africa are not conducive for the people of Africa. So as Africans, first of all, we must make sure that we stop these conflicts. If we come together and say, let us now silence the guns, because these guns are not made in Africa. Ask yourself, which country in Africa are creating guns, bombs, and other these armed equipment? None of them. Africa, we are not manufacturing of these weapons, but still you see many weapons in Africa. Who supply these weapons to us, and for what intentions? We must ask ourselves. So we need to make sure that we silence the guns, we provide peace in our continent, so that our young men can have a lot of time to think and to develop and to become more creative. Then we must abolish these borders. These borders are making Africans difficult to move from one place to another, to see opportunities. And yet you see the Europeans, the Americans are very easy. They are moving very easily in Africa. That's why they are putting military base here in the continent of Africa. They are everywhere. If you look on this map, you find that, for instance, France has many military bases or troops in all Francophone countries. And recently you see some countries like Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, has been expelled defense. But America, the same, has military bases almost in all over the corner of this continent, so that they are here to make sure that the interests are not touched, you see. So let us abolish these borders, unite as Africans, so that we can come together. And if we unite, it means we are creating a big market. Forget about this, what we see today. We are talking about continental free trade area. It is good idea, but how can we have a continental free trade area while we have conflicts? You see, recently, Niger and Nigeria are not in good relations. Niger and ECOWAS are not in good relations. Burkina Faso and the ECOWAS are not in good relations. Mali is the same, are not in good relations. There is fighting in Sudan. How can we have such kind of continental free trade area in that environment? There's no continental free trade area in that area. So to implement continental free trade area, first of all, we need to abolish these borders to become one. And I hope when one day our readers will come up and say we are going to surrender our power to create a united Africa, it will be a day that Africa will rise up. So also we need, as Africans, to defend each other, to love each other, because without love nothing will change. We see some countries like in South Africa where there's this xenophobic attack, Africans against Africans. So I think if we have a love among ourselves, this xenophobic attack will not be there. So, and lastly is uniting this continent. That is the solution that will make Africa moving forward. If we silence the guns, if we remove these borders, if we show love to each other and unite this continent, after that these small things will come. From there we will start making sure that we feed ourselves. We must make sure that we treat our people. We must make sure that we build infrastructures, but we can't build infrastructures in the environment that we have today, the environment of conflict. These infrastructures will be distracted, will be bombed. So with those few words, let me say thank you, brothers and sisters. We are here as Africans to share our thoughts on how we can make Africa move forward together and build the Africa we want. So, thank you.